What's up, YouTube? And all of you Cryptonairz, have a happy Friday if you haven't had one already. It is, Friday evening. Hopefully you're home with your coffee and or your tea or your wine in hand, ready to enjoy another episode of Around the Clock. Yes, it is that time, ladies and gentlemen, where we bring you the daily crypto news, tips, and trends. We find out what is happening in the cryptosphere, the metaverse, and what is going on with NFTs. So, a lot of you may have heard this has been all around the news today. I really want to get into the meat, which is going to be like the SEC crackdown. We're going to talk about that on DeFi. But first, like we always do, we're going to take a look at the markets. Hey, Sean. Shout out
Hi,
to Sean.
Sean.
You are awesome. You're always so faithful, and we appreciate you being here
Thank
with
you.
us. Um, so let's share my screen and see what's happening. We did a little bit of a pullback a few minutes ago, but then I refreshed it because I was like, are we starting our weekend downturn a little bit early? So I'm going to refresh this to make sure that this is actually right. And you can see it just kind of went from
Yeah,
50 to 49,957. So we're hovering. We did break the $50,000 resistance, but we barely went above 50,000. So we still have a long way to go, but it's looking good. That arrow is still headed in the up direction. I hope that it can hold here for the weekend, but we will see. Traditionally, crypto weekends, there's a little bit of a pullback. Ethereum sitting at 3,936. Did it ever make 4,000? But it's
it
headed
did.
there.
It did.
Okay, let's look at what the all-time high was, because Ethereum trying to break a few records and breaking some hearts with the gas fees. That
Yeah,
all-time high, 43.56. So yes, it did. Actually, that was May 12th, 2021, but it did briefly, I guess, touch on 4,000 pretty recently. So still trying to make some records here. It definitely has done that in terms of gas fees, most definitely. Cardano still sitting at $2.97. It did briefly touch above 3 cents this week. XRP looking good at $1.29. Look at Solana, guys.
it has passed
Solana,
up Doge. Go
oh my
Solana.
God. Yes, it has taken the number 7 spot. Dogecoin, wolf on you. It is 146.39. And it doesn't show any signs of slowing down. So, yay, Solana. Got some news on Chainlink today. So, it's still what we sitting at $30.73. Chainlink, you are so
Undervalued.
undervalued. Oh my
Chainlink is one of my
gosh.
biggest bags, and please,
Come
dear Lord, start pumping.
on.
I believe in Chainlink, so I'm not gonna abandon her.
Many people believe in Chainlink, and shout out to the Chainlink Marines. Let's look at our other baby here, Strong token, because Strong has broken some records. Look at that, folks. It's at rank 414, sitting at $630.41. And again, when we got into it, it was $70. So, kudos to Strong. Shout out to David Moss and the Strong Block crew. They are doing great and wonderful things here. So, yeah, that's awesome.
I mean, it's in like
Wonder.
the 400s slot.
Oh
Imagine
my
when its market
God.
cap moves up and it's in the top 100s. Where are we gonna be then?
Oh, when they actually do get some of these protocols the partnerships that they've signed on to, like, really up and moving, Strong is going to continue to do big things. So you guys keep an eye on that. I did tell you guys, and my apologies, because I did not. We got so tied up with everything that was happening in the NFT world on Thursday, which was our last show. Well, no, not Thursday.
Wednesday, yeah.
Wednesday night, that I said I was going to tell you guys about a token that I thought was a good one, and I didn't get a chance to share that. So I'm briefly going to do that now. And I
All
don't really
right.
don't really advertise many things on the Binance Smart Chain. And that's because a lot of things on the Binance Smart Chain can tend to be a little bit skanky, a little sketch. You have to wonder if
The
they come
Binance
out.
scam chain.
It does not have a good reputation. It may come out of the gate like me. I mean, a couple of things have been okay,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
this is one that I feel I've been in this since day one, since it launched, and it has done extremely well since it was below pennies, below even like not even a penny. And that token is Meta Hero, guys. And this has to do with everything that we've been talking about on this show since its inception, about the upcoming launch into the metaverse. So let me share their website with you. Let's go to the top here. It says be your own hero. They have 3D technology. They've partnered with the global leader in 3D scanning and modeling. They have proprietary scanning. So basically what they are proposing to do is they're going to set up these scanners, and let me show you a picture of what the scanner looks like. It's called the Meta Scanner. Like all over the world, these things are going to be set up at different stations, they call them, and you can literally go into this scanner, and it has all of these cameras that are going to basically take a picture of you from every angle, and you're going to become an avatar that actually looks like you, that can operate within the metaverse. So that is very exciting. They have a whole roadmap and a white paper. This company is actually founded by a multi-millionaire, so they have pretty deep talk. Pretty, I can't speak tonight. Pretty deep pockets and a very, very ambitious road plan. As far as their tokenomics are concerned, it's like a deflationary token, but it is definitely based on this proprietary technology that they have. They do have a wallet for MetaHero now that they have released with staking rewards. But I really like this one, guys. It has made me a nice little profit. And let me show you what it looks like as far as where it is sitting right now, because I don't know. Yep. I need to stop that screen and get another screen. So let's go back to our CoinGecko. And the last time I looked at it, it was around 6 cents. So let's see if she's still there. But yeah, it's almost at 7 now. This thing has gone up for the within a 7-day period, 46%, 46.5%. At 6 cent, it's still looking good. They're still, doing a lot of partnerships with people who will be entering the metaverse in terms of developing their avatars and helping, football players and athletes and all of that develop avatars that they can use, and probably even monetarily be able to trade or exchange in the metaverse. So it's pretty exciting stuff. I definitely invite you to go to their website, metahero.io, to do your own research. Not financial advice, just what I'm doing. But again, when I got in, this was like not even, it was like zero zeros. There was a whole lot of zeros, and now it's up to almost 7 cent, and still has a long ride ahead of it with the emerging metaverse technology. And that's their whole thing. That's totally what they're into. So check that out. And because it's on Binance Smart Chain, no damn gas fees. That's the best thing about it. And hey, Coach Jabari. Hi, how are you? Thanks for tuning in. Okay, so let's get into like the biggest news around the cryptosphere today that you've probably seen everywhere. And Coach Jabari is asking a question. We're going to talk about that, Coach Jabari. When Allison's going to tell us about that when we get to the NFT section of this. So we're just going to run through the news because, yeah, dude.
Wait, which eggs?
I think she's talking about Crypto Zoo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about that very, very soon. But just to share with you guys, this is, as I said, has been everywhere today. We knew this was coming. We reported here, that Mr. Gensler, the current head of the SEC, already said that he was coming after DeFi. So it is not any secret or surprise if you've been following us. We definitely actually played a clip of him talking about he was not only going to, deal with centralized exchanges like what he thinks Ripple is, but that they, meaning the SEC and he, were specifically going to be targeting decentralized exchanges. And he made it clear several comments that he said, well, they're not above the law, and what they're doing maybe outside the law and all of that. So he definitely made it clear that this was happening. And when he did make those threats, he made good on those threats, and he's gone after one of the, if not the largest decentralized exchanges in the world, and that is Uniswap. And look at that picture. That's pretty cool. Fencing with Uniswap there. And this article basically says that he started investigating the Uniswap on Friday. It was reported through the Wall Street Journal on Friday. The attorneys are now looking for information about Uniswap's marketing and investor service. They're citing anonymous sources that are familiar with the matter here. This reporter, a spokesperson for Uniswap Labs, reportedly said the firm is committed to complying with the laws and regulations governing the industry, and that they are going to provide information to regulators that will assist them with any inquiry, which is a very, generic statement. So, yeah, surprise, surprise there. So, apparently, a spokesperson for the SEC declined to comment to Cointelegraph, and Uniswap did not immediately respond, but it says that this news comes amid the U.S. regulators paying increased attention to the decentralized finance industry. SEC Chairman Gary Gensler last month announcing that his plans were going to, be to start investigating and putting in place more crypto-related rules targeting DeFi specifically. In late August, the regulator signed a $125,000 deal with Blockchain Analytics and Chain AI to get technical assistance in monitoring and regulating the DeFi industry. So they're putting money here where their mouth is. So I just kind of wanted to skip down to a tweet here, a very cryptic tweet by Alistair Milne, who I'm assuming is a part of DeFi here. And an unpopular take, it says, no, the SEC and others can't shut down Uniswaps or other DeFi smart contracts, but they can easily make it as difficult / illegal as transacting on the dark web, which is extreme, but unfortunately, that's how a lot of the regulators see crypto for residents in their jurisdiction, at least, meaning the United States, as well as declare all governance tokens as securities. So, this is definitely something to keep your eye on and, be aware of this going on, because if they're looking at all governance tokens as securities, that's going to impact a whole lot of cryptocurrencies as we know them. So we'll see how this goes. But the fact that he came out guns a-blazing, he said he was going to be, there was a wild, wild west. He thinks he's the new sheriff in town, and this is what he's doing. So I wanted to let you guys know that. So we'll be reporting that here as things advance. But wow, if he can go after DeFi.
He said he was going to.
Yeah, he did. And he actually did it. And he didn't start small at all.
My only thought is that this is another XRP situation where they're going to go after a project that they know is large enough, that has pockets deep enough. XRP, perhaps there's questions if they did things the way that they were supposed to. And maybe they're trying to see that about Uniswap. From what I understand, Uniswap has done everything 100% by the book, including like airdropping, airdropping tokens to users versus like selling them and like in the initial drop when the token came out. Um, and that differs slightly from the situation with XRP, but maybe they're going to try to develop some precedent here. So
Mhm.
they started with the biggest out of all,
Mhm.
and then with the hopes that everyone will fall in line
Mhm.
after the Uniswap situation, that they'll just use Uniswap as like an outline. This is what you're supposed to do. This is how it's supposed to be. Do step 1, 2, 3, 4, A, B, C, D, and you're good to go.
Hopefully
I
it's
don't
that
know.
and they're not making an example, of them in a negatory way, but we will see what we will see. But yeah, that is the big news that's everywhere today.
I
So,
think there's also a
yeah.
question that it
Mhm.
isn't fully decentralized. So I've read some other interviews where he has said his question when it comes to DeFi is yes, most of it is decentralized, but there is still a core group of people that are centralized because they are working on the platform and they are building it together. So let's just say there's like a handful of people, and
Right.
that's what he feels falls under their um uh, what is the word I'm looking for? I'm sorry.
Under this under being centralized because they have people they can actually identify and call to the carpet.
Yeah, it's just what would fall under SEC.
Security.
Yeah, guidelines or ruling. Like they can monitor and control that.
Right.
The tiny centralized portion. So they'll focus on that, despite the fact that like 98% of it may be decentralized. There's still
Mhm.
small group of individuals that are working on something together. So
Yeah,
who
they
knows?
have an actual corporation. So that's who um what was it called in the first basically like the first sentence, Uniswap Labs. So whoever is on that paperwork for Uniswap Labs is going to have to answer those questions from the SEC. But yeah, that's like you said, the 2%. So yeah, the bears watching. All right. So speaking of, let's get some good news for somebody who's still under fire by the SEC, and that's some good news from the XRP. So shout out to the XRP Army. And often, we know that when you live in the United States and you don't travel outside the United States, and none of us have been able to do that for about a year and a half now, or at least not many of us. Sometimes we tend to think of the world as very small and think of everything as the United States, but the world is very large, and it doesn't only include the United States. So even though XRP and slash Ripple Labs has been going through it here in the States, um, apparently Japan has decided that they're going to resume trading XRP on Japanese exchanges. So even though the Ripple and the SEC war still continues, we did report here too on Wednesday that they had a win in court fairly recently. We'll see how that turns out. But it must be, and given have they have enough confidence, maybe in the rest of the world, a lot of places are resuming putting it back on exchanges. So that's good news and hopefully will impact the price in a positive way. But it says Ripple has scored a major coup in Japan, where it is one of the most popular altcoins with e-commerce giant Rakuten. I didn't know Rakuten had an exchange. Okay. Announcing that it will resume trading the XRP token. In an official release of the Rakuten wallet, it stated that they would begin XRP trading on September 8th. So that's a date to be watching, definitely be watching the price of XRP and see if it is going to be positively impacted in any way. The company had temporarily suspended XRP trading on Christmas Eve of last year with liquidity concerns around the SEC battle with Ripple. So that is good news. The Japanese regulators have previously stated that the token is not a security as far as they are concerned. So, I continue to see XRP growing in other countries and other parts of the world, and it doesn't seem like this is going to slow them down, at least not globally. So we will see. But that's some more good news for the XRP army there. So be looking towards September 8th to see how that is going to impact the XRP price. And speaking of another currency that is totally, as we have stated in the beginning of the show, undervalued, let's take a look at some news for Chainlink. And this reporter says Chainlink is undervalued and underhyped. So, Chainlink is fundamental to the long-term growth of the cyber economy and has the most potential, according to this author, Stephen Tuttle, to eventually flip Bitcoin. It's becoming a global standard for data distribution, accessibility, and it applies to both blockchains and private enterprises. More so than Ethereum, Chainlink is the glue that allows the entire crypto economy to function. That's a big statement there. Eventually, Chainlink may tether the global economy. Wow, this is quite ambitious for Chainlink here. It's the most blue chip cryptocurrency asset. So he's putting Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Chainlink in the same class here as blue chip cryptocurrency. Bitcoin is a storage of value. Ethereum enables decentralized applications, and Chainlink provides trustless data feeds for such applications. So most of us know of Chainlink as an Oracle token. And apparently, people have been saying for a long, long time, because it kind of went, I guess, I don't know, months ago. It was like what, 50, we thought it was climbing, it was really going to go up, and then it did this serious, drop down, and I don't know what's been happening with it ever since, but I do agree that it is undervalued. Do you think that it could flip Bitcoin?
I don't know about that.
Or do you think that this reporter is just super ambitious in terms of his ambition for Chainlink? And if anybody has an opinion in the chat, they can definitely feel free to share that. I don't have a big bag of Chainlink, but I definitely am a fan.
I think that the reporter might be slightly delusional.
Okay, tell us what you really think.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. Like, I'm not a trader. I don't know how to analyze charts. I don't really know how to read charts. How to do momentum trading. I know nothing about that. I know about Bitcoin. I know about Chainlink. I just maybe, but I don't see that
Yeah.
happening anytime soon.
A lot of
Chainlink's
people
been
have high
struggling
hopes
so.
for it.
A lot of big things have happened with Chainlink recently, and it has not moved the price much. $5.
Yeah.
It's going to have its time. I mean, in the bear market, it gained the most out of all tokens, like during the last bear market. So maybe it just moves in crypto winter when other things are relatively quiet and calm. That's when Chainlink does its thing. I'm not sure.
It has so many partnerships, it's unreal. There are innumerable
Like
partnerships.
everyone, yeah.
Everyone has done or is doing something with Chainlink. It has a solid use case. Very, deep pockets in terms of the people that are backing it. So it has like all of the winning formula for an altcoin that should be, at a value much higher than what it is showing. So this may be the dark horse or the Johnny come lately, and when it takes off, it's probably going to be one of those things that actually skyrockets. So that's definitely, do your research there on Chainlink. But while it is the price that it is, that's definitely something you may want to consider stacking. Not financial advice, just what we are doing, or what we personally think, just a personal opinion. But yeah, check Chainlink out, because I do agree for certain that it is undervalued. Okay, so we got a little bit of news here on Axie Infinity, and I know that Allison had shared with us that a lot of people were using this, and especially in certain countries, to actually make a living. But I was like really, really surprised. um, at the ages of some of the people who are playing this game. And this says workers in the global south are making a living playing blockchain game Axie Infinity. And when I originally heard this, because it's not new news, but I thought that it was like all these young people that were playing Axie Infinity, like millennials and younger. But as it turns out, there's like a whole, there are whole villages in the Philippines that actually are engaged in playing this game and making a living wage in that
Yeah.
country off of Axie Infinity, which is surprising. Some of them were as old as 70, 70 plus years old that played this game, for hours at a time as a full-time job.
Yeah, it's
So,
completely changed lives in that country. And it's very unfortunate what the government of the Philippines is trying to do on income from playing Axie. It's going to
mhm,
hurt a lot of people that otherwise would not be able to feed their families, depending on how heavily they're going to tax them. These are people that it hurts my soul thinking. Like, I understand the government is always going to try to get their cut, but
right.
these are people living in extreme poverty. They join scholarship teams like with the Yield Guild. Um, they're not they don't have a ton of money to sign up and get their Axies. They're playing using other people's Axies and getting a cut of their own winnings. So, and then
Mhm.
you're going to tax them on that. It's just, that's like a whole
Yeah.
side tangent from this, but
Mhm.
I find it really upsetting that that's happening to them.
I totally agree, but what I do love about this, as you mentioned, is the unity of the communities, how they've gotten together, and
Yeah.
it's cooperative economics, which I'm a big believer in, and form these DAOs and form these leagues in order to benefit their citizens. And it is awesome because there literally was, I mean, we all suffered during the period, which shall not be named, but everybody knows what I'm talking about in terms of shutdowns and businesses being impacted and hurt, and people not being able to find work or not being healthy enough or feeling safe enough to do front facing jobs and retail especially. So those kinds of jobs are very, very prevalent in some of the countries that we're talking about here, and there's many more people, in smaller spaces also. So social distancing was very difficult, and just finding jobs in general. So if it impacted us here, imagine how it would impact in much poorer countries. So for them to be able to stay home and do this and still feed their families, my hat is off to Axie Infinity, and we'll continue to sing their praises because they've made it possible for many people to have a living wage. And that is an example of serious ingenuity. So just wanted to share that with you in the event that you all may not have known that, yeah, people are actually using this game and playing this game to pay rent and to buy food and, do all the other things that you need to do to survive. And we'll keep you posted on how that goes in terms of the government and taxes and all of that stuff.
Hmm. For
Um,
sure.
so we also talked about this because we do a lot of metaverse talk here, and we'll continue to do that because that is the wave of the proverbial future here. But we also kind of brought up what happens, from a legal standpoint, the future of a legal, looking into the future of a legal metaverse. And so, although the metaverse brings up so many different things for so many different people, because of the kind of world that many of these companies, in particular Facebook and others who will be entering entering the space, will be trying to create, what kind of legal problems will it pose? Because I know that someone had explained, I can't remember if this was Mark or some other company, saying, we want a 5-year-olds to be able to come and interact with 30-year-olds. And so, Allison, you made a comment that
Yeah.
that could present some issues. So I think that, other people are starting to kind of think that way. How are we going to have the kind of diverse and inclusive world, and how is that going to look, and what kind of legal problems might it present? So it's good to know that they're thinking about this early on, because I think it does logistically, there's some things that definitely need to be worked out in order to avoid, certain issues.
Yeah.
And tech giants, that are building in this space may not necessarily be considering, the risk.
No, I
Yeah.
actually think that they are, or it's
Mhm.
definitely in their mind because if something were to happen, depending on existing terms of services or updates to terms and services, what type of liability does the platform have if something were to go wrong? That's what I think they're considering. Like, I don't think they're going to try to be a babysitter, but they do have that in the back of their mind.
Yeah, so it says in particular they're focusing on intellectual property, NFTs, and data protection and privacy. So
There
those
you
are the
go.
things, like, who's going to make the rules when you have all of these Nvidia, Roblox, Epic Games, Facebook, who gets to decide, what's what, or should any of them have a voice here in terms of who gets to make the rules, or should there be an outside, somewhat, I don't know how anyone could be totally objective, but somewhat objective outside entity to make the rules here that everyone will then just have to abide by. So I can definitely
Um,
see the kind of legal conundrum that this would present. And
yeah.
it's definitely something they need to work out before, they actually start the engines and say go. So we'll be keeping you guys abreast on the situation as it evolves. And truly, I think, again, the people have to have a voice here. It can't just be big tech. So, as you are, thinking, if you are one of the people like me that are in alley who are excited about the possibilities that this presents, what are ways that we, the people, can impact, or even have some influence here in terms of how this happens? And I think that we definitely can. So just some food for thought, and we will keep, keeping you guys abreast of this. So I know that Allie has a lot of crypto news for you guys. And just wanted to make you aware, because she's going to get ready to share that with you. So much has happened, as per usual. But I saw this article, and for those of you who are not aware, apparently there is a Solana version of OpenSea, and it is called SolSea. So
Yeah.
I don't
Go
think that
ahead.
it
We
is.
can start talking about that because that was on my
Okay,
list.
awesome.
Yeah.
Go
I
ahead and
think
start
something went.
talking. I'll just put it up there.
I
This is their
mean,
website.
I don't have much of an opinion yet because it hasn't been able to launch. So they are having some trouble. As you can see here, it says that the countdown was really a stupid idea. Earlier today, they had earlier today they had mentioned like, oh, it's 3 hours left, 2 hours left, 1 hour left. But now the countdown was a really stupid idea. So I think this is going to be great. According to their Twitter, they are still waiting on a few artists because they're going to open this. There are verified collections like Degen Ape Academy or Soul Punk, Soul Bits, things like that. But then they also opened it up to 100 artists. You could submit your work, and not just the work, you had to submit all the metadata and everything. And according to their Twitter, they were still waiting on a few artists that hadn't submitted the information yet. I don't think that's what's holding everything back.
Hmm.
One thing that I would like to mention, one thing that can set SolSea apart, if you see here FTX Pay, what that means
Yeah.
is you can actually use a credit card. So FTX
Applause.
Pay, excuse me, FTX Pay actually isn't available in the US, but FTX.us has something similar. I can't imagine that they would alienate a market as large as the US and only have the like FTX play for the rest of the world and not have it for Americans, but we can't get in there and see because it's not up yet.
Right.
And I'm really excited to try this out because as Corey was chatting, I was looking at floor prices and just bouncing around different collections to see if there was anything that stood out that I thought I should bring up. And Salon art is down again. Like,
Wow.
the thing is so clunky. When it works, it's not bad, but OpenSea is down 20 times a day. So really, I shouldn't be so critical. I really should be so critical because OpenSea is
Well,
crashing so much. The amount of traffic and
yeah.
transactions that they are processing through there. And you mentioned earlier about gas, and I constantly am seeing people complain about the Ethereum network. Okay, it's NFTs. It is 100% NFTs. If you look back at the amount of transactions that were going through OpenSea, like in the beginning of the year versus what we had in July and August, it's like 100 times as many transactions.
Oh,
So
for sure.
NFT exploding hasn't helped. And another thing that isn't helping is that people that are using hardware wallets, EIP 1559 isn't necessarily supported yet on like a Ledger or Trezor. So even
Right.
though MetaMask is supporting it, you still have to have the interaction because you have everything on your cold storage and then you're going through MetaMask and then you're doing your transactions, and it's something isn't it's 50%, 51% of wallets actually are not 1559 compliant yet. And the point of 1559 was never to make gas better. The point was to help you stop wasting gas. So if you do a transaction in MetaMask now and you're just dealing with MetaMask by itself, you're not dealing with a cold wallet, you're just doing MetaMask, you will see that there's a range there. Like fast gas, the maximum amount, I'm going to give just random numbers, let's say is $1,000. That's not even what it is currently. Maybe it's $250, but there's a lot of traffic. So they're just letting you know, like, you need to have this amount of money in here. And whatever goes through, if we told you 1,000 and only ended up being 300, we're going to give you the $700 back. So you're actually getting refunded. But if you don't use a compliant wallet, you lose that extra money and you end up overpaying on your transactions. And basically, it's just a tip to the miners at that point. And we all know they don't need any more money. They're doing
No.
pretty good. That's just a side note on Ethereum. Hopefully, when next year the situation gets better. But in the meantime, we have Solana and Tezos has had. I actually had just as I was browsing while Corey was reading the news, Tezos, their marketplace hen, it's really experiencing a surge in growth this week. Someone shared a tweet about a collection that they were that they were watching, and one of the NFTs came out for like 5 Tezos, and it's now going for over 400. So that is substantial money, and we're seeing the same thing happen on things coming out on Solana. We've talked about Bored Apes, of course, and a number of the other projects. They'll be dropping at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 SOL, and within 2 weeks they're over 100 SOL. That's a lot of money. That is over $10,000 in 2 weeks. So people are finding other avenues because as the price of Ethereum continues to increase, I think, I don't know if this will come to fruition, but in my opinion, NFTs on Ethereum will be like a whales game. It's going to, like, if you're not in
100.
NFTs yet, if you don't have any NFTs on the Ethereum network right now, in a couple of months next year, yeah, Ethereum isn't going to be for us. So that's why there's so much room for growth on other networks. And it's actually exciting because it brings the entire space up. And I can't hate on someone that was here before me and that was
Mhm.
able to have these life-changing gains. Like, yes, that is awesome for them. Like, I'm excited for them. I'm just thankful that I'm not stuck like, oh, it's a whales game. I have no chance. I know there's
Right.
other places like Solana. I know that you're a huge Cardano fan. I hear that they're going to be doing NFTs on Cardano.
Yeah, they
Um,
already have a gateway, like, it's not as user-friendly as just like SolSea or any of these other,
yeah,
uh, protocols, but they have it. And I'm sure, as time goes on, it will get better and better and better, because a big project on Cardano for NFTs is called Tribbles. And they do have a platform, but again, it's not that user-friendly. It isn't.
if it was user friendly, we're late.
Yeah, 100.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
those life changing gains are probably not going to be there. If it's user friendly, it's not glitching, it's
Mhm.
easy to use. Okay, well, um,
Yeah.
so yeah, there's that. And then today we had a sale of Bored Ape number 7090, who's one of the most rare apes with a complete golden skin and a rainbow grill. This guy sold at Sotheby's for a whopping, $2.25 million. And
Is there a picture of him that we can is he on
yeah. Let me
where's the
picture.
website?
Let me
Let me
share my
find it.
screen.
Okay, great. I wanna see this ape.
Hold on.
And while you're looking for that, Channing Smithson said, "Let's talk about strong." Channing, we did. At the top of the show, we love strong here at Cryptonairz, so we did talk about it. We'll mention it again before we leave.
Let's see what happens when we click on him. Okay, this is the ape.
Oh, roll your screen down a little bit.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm actually looking at mine, so sorry
Yeah.
I can't tell that you can't see it. This is as far as it goes down. I don't know what to do.
Let me
How do you
see.
fix that?
If you click back on where you see like the two people, you can see the screen. You can see me, you, and your screen, and then you can roll. See like where it has the silhouette of the two people.
Like that?
No, the other
No?
one. One that, yep, that one. Oh, but now you stop. You stopped it. Nope, there it is. Let me see.
I'm just gonna
Let me
stop
see.
sharing my screen.
Okay, but
And we'll try this again.
Let me look him up. You said what that was on Yahoo Finance? Well, you can talk
Yes.
about your next subject and I'll look him up.
I'm going to give. Oh, there's no chat for you and I. You could also go on OpenSea if you'd like. Um, he sold for 600 ETH. He has solid gold skin and the rainbow grill,
So
and the
the
600
solid
ETH
gold skin is
2.25.
like the most rare, I think.
It's one of the most rare apes that is in existence.
Okay, I found it, so I'm going to share that because I want you guys to see what this thing looked like. And he went for how many million?
2.25 million or
Oh, there it
600
is.
ETH.
Okay, so that is the freaking ape right there, guys. Let me see. I
Yeah,
don't know if I gotta make him a little bigger. He doesn't look like anything special, but yet
one of the most rare.
one of the most rare apes, and he
Yeah,
commanded over
$2.25 mil.
$2 million. And I don't remember what these were to mint, but it was nowhere near that. So the lucky owner of this ape has now made life-changing gains from making a decision to get into the Bored Ape Yacht Club, and now his life has changed forever.
This ape was actually flipped. So the owner that sold for 2.25 million, he only
Hmm.
owned this ape for a month.
Oh, I wonder what he bought it.
199 ETH
Oh wow. Okay, so you see
and
this has
sold
an
for
NFT game.
600.
That is amazing. Wow.
Yeah.
So yeah. So this was the second owner, it wasn't even the first. That's crazy.
Yeah, and Since we're talking about that now, although I'm not sure how this is going to work, everyone, but I'm going to share my screen with you because right now it started yesterday and it goes until September 9th. We have the Bored Apes, the dogs, and I think it's just some Bored Apes and dogs. The Sotheby's auction, and it's in Decentraland. So Sotheby's created this whole really cool thing, and I just wanted to share it to you. I told Corey before the stream started because I have it loaded up, and I can hear like the whole in my headphones like pitter patter of people moving in Decentraland because you can hear them walking, and it is very strange. But I'm going to share my screen, and hopefully we won't have that scrolling issue that we did. Should I just go and do let's see, share screen, Decentraland, and I'll also share audio because I don't know if there's music inside there. This is a surprise to me as well. I just saw some news articles about it, and I saw a video on Twitter. So Corey, I am in this frame fully. Can you see everything or no?
I see a gold person and I see Sotheby's there.
That's an ape.
Is
okay,
that the
yeah.
ape? Okay.
Yeah, that's ape. Okay, you
And a
can see
dog.
everything.
Mhm.
So I'm not really good at Decentraland. I've just started. So I'm probably gonna walk into something. So please, everyone. Whoops. Oh God.
That's the bouncer.
Yeah. Wait. How do you? I'm just gonna try to go where all the people are. Sorry that I'm running into things. Sorry.
Girl, I was trying to walk into Decentraland earlier today, and you're doing great.
Okay, so I'm
It is
assuming
not
that
easy.
we go. It's up the stairs. Here's the ape. So does that make me think? Is it upstairs or is it through these doors?
Oh, I hear your footsteps.
Yeah, I can't go through the doors. So, all right, it's got to be upstairs. Oh, here it is. Here it is.
Awesome. That's a gallery, right?
Yeah, there's no music. I have tried to share my audio, so
Mhm.
there's no music. These are everything that is up for sale.
Now, those dogs were a free airdrop
Airdrop.
to Bored Ape holders, guys. So they didn't even pay for these, but they're probably reselling them for ridiculous amounts of money. There's a Bored Ape looking around like.
Wait, what? There's got to be somewhere else to go because they had this hole. It looked like a jungle. It was wild. Let's see. Okay, there are other rooms. If I can get into them. This is what I wanted to show you. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm not good at this. And I'm trying to do on a laptop.
I gotta have my
There we go. There we go. I'm
teach
in.
me how to play Roblox because I think it's a similar. It is not easy to navigate this space. Trust me, I've tried.
I mean, it must have took designers like they put this together really quick because they, there was supposed to be this auction at
Oh,
Christie's.
there's an ape swinging from a chandelier. No, not a chandelier, but
a tire.
Something.
Yeah. And there's other people in there running through.
So are these things that are on the wall actually up for auction?
Yeah, we'll interact with one. I'm gonna walk up to this dog that's right here.
I didn't know there were any female apes. I see one with a wig.
Okay. Oh, this is probably, it will tell you the information. Like if you wanted to bid on the particular item, then you would click through actually to Sotheby's. This is just a gallery that is showing everything that is available. But now
I wonder do you have to pay in Ethereum with Sotheby's, or you can pay, this is like by any means, any kind of credit card or whatever with them, I'm sure it's not just in ETH, but maybe it is. I'm not sure. Who knows? And I wonder what the fees were to auction these things.
Yeah, in auctions, there's a buyer's premium, there's a seller's fee. They're definitely getting their cut. For this particular auction, I don't know what the fees are. but they do exist. Anyway, so I'll get everyone out of here now because I just wanted to show you. I thought it was cool.
It
You
is
can
cool.
go on the you can go on the Twitter for Sotheby's, and there is a link that gives you the coordinates into Decentraland if you wanted to explore it yourself.
Yep, and if you have a couple of $1,000,000 and you really want to be part of the Bored Ape Yacht Club, there you go. That's how you get
Yeah,
in.
right. Okay, so before we really get into the main topic of, I have about 10 minutes left. There's just a few brief things. If some of our community members are in Tools of Rock, if you were whitelisted for that today, actually, I think it has already happened within the last hour, you were airdropped a commemorative mint ticket. I was all hyped about this, thinking I was getting one because I did have a mint ticket, but I bought it on secondary. So, yeah, I won't be getting that. But maybe there's some people in the community. Check your account, see if you received the airdrop. Then we have Lonely Aliens will be dropping planets tomorrow to people. Tonight we have Nyla and her long necky ladies after 8 p.m. So it should be available now. You can go to the site and mint your free long necky fellas. Coach Jabari had asked about Crypto Zoo. So I did look into that. Turns out that it just happened. The eggs are already on OpenSea. The floor is already half an ETH, which is crazy.
Like $1,500 already, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna pull the link up. Yeah, let me refresh it and see if the prices, if the floor has gone up or not. On these new drops, OpenSea. Oh my god!
I already knew that was going to happen. And I'm
The
wondering what kind of gas people
floor
paid to mint these, because what's the floor now there?
1.5 ETH.
Wow, you guys. So that is basically like an ETH is almost 4 grand. So that's almost $6,000 for one of these eggs.
Now, there were some that were going on the Ethereum network, and the other half is on Binance Chain. So perhaps
Ah,
some people got lucky and they didn't have to pay all of this gas. Right now, OpenSea is showing, and data is delayed on a new drop. I don't know how far back the delay is, but they are currently showing 349 items with 206 owners. I feel like that's really good distribution
mm-hmm.
for the data that we have at the point. At this point, 148 ETH is what has been traded so far. And yeah, this is really wild. These are all. Should I share my screen? Do you want to see it? Because all you can see are eggs. But I'll show
Yeah.
you guys. Okay. I do not know when the
When
eggs
the
hatch,
mint
when the reveal
happened,
is.
because they had delays and more delays, and I think that today they kept waiting for gas to get to some kind of a reasonable point,
Yeah.
and that probably didn't ever happen. But yeah, I wonder
Okay.
like
There we go.
where they minted, if they had a new website or what, but and how much drama
Okay.
they had with this drop. And that's it on
See,
OpenSea, guys.
no, it just said it's saying. See, why does the floor keeps changing? Can you see that?
I
Like
see
in
where,
my
yeah, I see it's
Safari.
clicking like 0.1, and
Yeah, in my Safari it
so
says
the eggs
one
haven't
and a
even been
half.
revealed yet. So OpenSea's
No.
probably like working overtime. I wonder if they minted everything yet then. I can't imagine they didn't. So yeah, that's definitely something. Go to their Twitter, guys, and check it out and see.
Yeah,
I
I
know they
saw.
have the contract address there, unless people were minting from the contract address, because the website doesn't appear to have a mint button there now. And again, I don't know
Yeah, it
what
could be
time this
mint only from
happened,
contract.
but I can't imagine this not being sold out because it was so highly anticipated. It was insane. The Discord, the Telegram room, everything was crazy.
Um,
And yeah, you had Logan Paul, I'm sure talking about this on his channel. And yeah,
Here we
so
go. Okay. So I'm looking at the CryptoZoo Twitter, and today's the day. Our base egg drop will take place at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard on both OpenSea and CryptoZoo.co. So, Corey,
Ah,
if you wanted to click on CryptoZoo.co and see, it's probably sold out. I'm sure it's sold out.
I don't see any. I actually was looking on there while you were talking, and I
Oh,
didn't
were
see like
you?
there was no mint button or anything. But this is crypto. This is what the website looks like, and nothing. As a matter of fact, it's freezing on me now, probably because so many people are
I'm sure
still trying to
it's,
get in there, and there's
yeah.
nothing. Um, that's like what makes CryptoZoo different
Then
in
we
the
had,
homepage. So I don't know if the minting was happening here or somewhere else, but who knows? That's the web page. No minting
today
button
we
there.
also had, um, I was really excited when I saw this that there's a quarterly NFT magazine that comes out, and on the cover of that magazine is one of our happy little hairdo NFTs. So I thought that was really fun, and I was super excited about that. I even called Corey like, "Hey, this is happening. So if you need some liquidity, you might want to put it up for sale." But both of us would like to hold on to this piece, and we, at this time, ours are not for sale.
'Cause
So
we got like one of
yeah,
the first, I think that he dropped initially 115 or 112, something like that. So if you got those first ones, then that was the pre-sale, and then you got a special watermark on yours. I'm trying to see if I can
yeah, I'm
pull up
gonna
the
bring it up
website.
now.
Okay, great. But it is like super cute, guys. And uh I think that this guy was making offers to people who had these first 100 NFTs of like half an ETH at the time. And so if he's offering half an ETH, then, we know the value is definitely going to go up. I'm not sure when he's doing the actual drop for the other
This week, September
NFTs.
9th.
Okay, so September 9th, be on the lookout for that. If you're interested, this is the Bob Ross project. Remember the painter that used to come on PBS with the little short afro? So this is a homage to him. And this whole thing was like, really, really cute. And if you love Bob Ross, then you're going to love this project. And this is also the artist is definitely, going to benefit Bob Ross's family with this. So that's like one of the,
Oh boy.
there it
So here
is.
in
Yeah.
the corner, right down here, this is the um, sticker, that the watermark
hmm
that we were talking
hmm
about for the first 100 that Corey was just mentioning. And this is actually the one that H Bizzle, who is NFT Sniper Bot on Twitter, he's the one that brought this to my attention, that they had made the cover of NFT Mag for
hmm
Q4 September 2021 issue. So that's really fun. I'm excited. Like Corey said, look out for that. That will be dropping on September 9th. They're also running a competition if you go on their Twitter, where they're giving away an Oculus so that you can go in their barbershop. That's like their little metaverse that they've created. And they did all of this themselves. He's been working on this for a long time. We many times have talked about invest in a person, and that's what both Corey and I did. We invested in this artist that did this project. So yeah, and then lastly for me, second last is there. We briefly touched base on Ethereum is probably going to be turning into a whales game for NFTs. So look out for big things or potentially big things on other networks. There's a project called Lit Jesus. It is very similar to Happy Little Hairdos, in the fact that it is all hand painted. The team, it's two people, a dev and the artist. They've been working on it for a while. The Discord is small. The dev and artist are in there, and they will talk to you and answer any questions. It's a great little community so far. It is going to drop for 7 SOL. That is a lot of money, okay? I realize it's a lot of money. At the current price of SOL is around $140. So you're looking at least, I don't know, I can't do math on the top of my head.
If there was if they
$800
were,
or something.
yeah, if it was 100 or say that each soul was $200 and there's 7 of them, $1,400. So a little less than that. And especially with the price of gas, it's probably going to be about that or more for one
No,
of
because
these.
it's on Solana
Oh,
and
it's on
the
Solana.
gas
I'm
is
sorry,
like
guys. Sorry. No
zero
gas.
point
No
zero
gas.
zero
No gas.
one.
Sorry, Solana. My apologies. You're not Ethereum. I never want to insult you like that because Ethereum has
Um,
just torn their britches with me, as my grandmother would used to say.
but this project at 7 Sol, yes, it is steep, but every single project that is dropped on Solana, this is not financial advice, but please do your own research and look at these statistics yourself. Every single project within 2 weeks has shot up to well north of 60 Sol. Do with that information what you want
And
to. I'm
say the
just
name of that
sharing
project again so people can write that down and be on the
lit
lookout.
lit Jesus.
All
And the
right, y'all
Twitter
can't forget
account
that.
is I will tell you. It is the real lit Jesus, I think, is the Twitter account. Yes. Yeah, the real lit Jesus. And also it should be noted something cool that comes with this project is after everything is done, like the minting process, after they get through that phase, every single NFT comes with a 12 by 12 physical print that they will mail to you. So you're
Nice.
actually getting the physical artwork as well as your NFT. And you can do the research on how these projects on Solana have blown up within 2 weeks after dropping. Again, there is no exact date, but if you go on the Twitter, you will see so they're saying like look out for a second week of September. It's going to be like a stealth drop, so that means you need to be in the Discord. However, this is flying under the radar. When I first joined or followed this account, there was only 100 followers. Now there are 1,282, but that's still a very small amount.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try for that one. That will be my first project on Sol because I'm truly, truly tired of Ethereum right now. So I'm gonna definitely try for that one.
Yeah. And I would be doing a disservice to our community if I did not mention. Unfortunately, it's already 9 o'clock. So we're going to have to really go into this on Monday. But Corey, have you heard about loot?
I've heard about
it. Man. All I have to say is the pain of missing a free mint for gas only is real serious when you find out it's worth like $50,000 in like 3 days. I want to give the time that that this deserves for loot, and that's not going to be today because it's already 9 o'clock. So we will be going into this in depth on Monday, but it's really cool. It's building something from nothing. Loot is just like MS Paint type images with words, and people have built so many projects or derivatives off of loot itself that it's incredible. Building something from nothing, like, okay, Ethereum comes out and then all these projects build their dApps on top of Ethereum. This is the same kind of thing. Someone just said, what do you think about this? And then dropped 8,000 of them, said, here, you have to mint this from the contract only, told there was a warning, this is not audited. So if you see something like that, make sure you know like that the account who's giving this information or who's doing this project has a good reputation, because they're not going to destroy their reputation that they've worked very hard for by putting out some bad code that's going to like wipe out your wallet as soon as you connect to the contract. So this was 8,000 pieces. You had to mint directly from the contract, and you had to watch on Etherscan to see like what is available, what numbers, because you had to tell the contract the number that you wanted, like whether that was 1 or 5,000 or 7,099. You picked what you wanted and it was free. You just had to pay for gas. And this is absolutely exploded onto the scene.
Wow.
There are so many
Yeah.
derivatives, and all of the derivatives are blowing up, and everything, it's just going crazy. And I have a whole thing prepared, like an explanation of the project, but it is already after 9 o'clock.
You guys,
I
I'm
want you
gonna be
guys to
like
check it out.
Lark Davis here, who always says, "This is not Pokemon, and you can't catch them all. We wish we could. We try, we try, and we're gonna continue to, with
Yeah,
to bring you finds like this. And definitely, I want Allison to be able to have the time to really get into it because it sounds amazing. And these are the things that you want to look toward the trends. Make sure you're doing your research. So that sounds really fascinating, and I can't wait for you to be able to share in detail with us.
I don't think that, like, it's not just about that. Oh, now this is worth $50,000 or $40,000, whatever it's worth. That isn't it. It's turning NFTs and the internet like on its head, Web3 on its head. And it's really cool. Like, if you think of NFTs, I was briefly watching Elliot Trades earlier. If you think of NFTs as a programmable asset, um, you will quickly realize that every single thing in our life is going to be an NFT, like your driver's license, your mortgage, your, I don't know about your bank account. I'm not sure how that would work, but for whatever reason that came into my head. Um, but what's being built here is really awesome, and it's just something being built from nothing that is really pushing the envelope. And I think that's why a lot of developers are really into this project. Um, that's why it's taking off, because this can be like, the guy that dropped this project just gave the keys to everyone and said, here's 8,000 pieces, do with it what you want, it's yours now. It can be nothing or it can be something huge, and people are deciding to turn it into something huge. And it's really cool, and I want to give the time to read everything that I have about it, and so we'll do that on Monday. We'll make sure that we leave like a good 10 minutes to go into it. But if you do want to look at it, you can start on Twitter. You can probably just type in like WTF is loot, and I'm sure you're gonna find a zillion results, including the original tweet from, I will tell you the account to look at. Dom. The Twitter account is DHOF. That's it. That's who dropped this. And he's also done other projects. And that's why people trusted minting for this contract, despite the fact that it was not an audited contract. And if you're going to take a shot on something like this, may I suggest having like a secondary MetaMask wallet that you're willing to take risks with or experiment with. Something not account 2 in your main MetaMask wallet, a
No,
completely separate MetaMask wallet that cannot be tied to your main account in any way. Because then if something happens, well, okay, something happened, but
you're mitigating
your
your
main
risk.
stuff is okay. Yeah.
Mhm,
Yeah, managing your risk accordingly.
mhm.
Because something like this that spread like wildfire, it's very easy to get excited about, like, oh my God, I want to participate. I gotta get this. There's only 8,000. Mint, and then,
Mhm.
oh, you've lost everything. So yeah, maybe over the weekend, it's a long holiday weekend. In Google Chrome, I know you can do it. And so that also means in Brave, there's user profiles. So you can't have like multiple MetaMasks like in Brave, but you can do like different user profiles, and each profile can have a MetaMask on it. It's just a
Yeah,
suggestion.
that is smart advice, Allison. You guys, this is the architecture of the future. So um, pay attention because the foundations are being laid. There's lots of money, but also lots of opportunity uh,
Yeah.
for gains and to learn, new things. It's going to create new jobs. There's just so many branches of this. It's unreal, and we're so happy to be able to share this with you. So if you like what you heard, please like, share, and subscribe. We appreciate all of you who are, sitting with us to hear the daily news and all of the exciting things that Allison's sharing in the NFT space. We appreciate you so much. Make sure you share this with someone that you love and who also wants to make gains. We'd appreciate that. Visit our shop cryptonairz.com and check out some of the merch that also helps support this channel. And
All right. All my show notes
there
in
it
my notebook.
is. There it is.
And the
Some
page,
cool
this
stuff
notebook
on
is
there.
great. because the pages rip out like this. They're perforated. So yeah, it's a
You see
bonus. I
those?
really like that.
Yeah, we got mugs, we got shirts, we got nice little things on there. So check it out and see what you see. I'd love you guys to share pictures of your merch on Twitter with us. We would love that. Follow us on Twitter at Cryptonairz. Our Twitter addresses for Allison and I are in the description below the YouTube video. We'd love to have you follow us too. If you want to join our Discord, you can do so with the coupon code. It has changed. It is now fall 35. So fall 35 will give you 35% off of any subscription level that you should choose. And you get wonderful information that we just don't have time to share on this show, and access to so many other Cryptonairz experts who know a lot about Strong Token, who have set up some of them over 100 nodes in there. So if you're interested in learning about nodes, they're doing nodes on SRX. There are people in there who have Gala nodes. If you're interested in those, there's a new one called, I believe it's called what? Pre-search, a new node that came out, Storex nodes. If there's a node that has been built that is making gains, somebody in there is doing it or has done it. So definitely worth the price of admission there to learn, and they're all there to share their knowledge with you, and because we all want to win together, and it's a friendly, happy family, and we'd love to have you become a part of that. And until next time, because you know what time it is, it's time to say goodbye. But we love you.
Bye,
and
everyone.
We'll see you Monday. Have a great holiday weekend. Everybody be safe.
Oh, wait, are we here Monday?
I
mean, I'm around, so I have no life. Whatever. But I was
can be here on Monday. It's up to you. We'll decide.
Or do you want to come back on Tuesday? Yeah, we'll let you know. We'll post on Twitter, and we'll post in the Discord, and we'll make sure that the Cryptonairz Twitter account posts if we're going to be here Monday or not.
Do that. Okay, guys. But have a good night, and we'll
have
see
a great
you
weekend, everyone.
next time.